Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to speak out but you knew it wouldn't change anything? Where the words sat heavy on your tongue but you held them back, knowing they would only stir the pot, not calm the storm? Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, believed that silence is often the wisest response. In this video, we'll explore 5 reasons why staying silent can be powerful. Why sometimes the most profound words are the ones left unspoken. Imagine, if you will, an archer, poised and ready to fire. He takes aim, his eyes focused, his breath steady. He knows that once the arrow leaves his bow, there's no taking it back. It will fly towards its target, for better or for worse. Our words are much the same. Once spoken, they cannot be retrieved. They fly into the world, carrying the weight of their meaning, impacting those they reach. Marcus Aurelius, a man who understood the burden of leadership, believed deeply in the power of measured speech. He wrote, "Think of your many years of procrastination, how the gods have repeatedly granted you further periods of grace, of which you have taken no advantage." This wasn't about living in fear, but in understanding the weight of our words, the impact they have on ourselves and others. When driven by anger, frustration, or even fleeting passion, our words can leave scars, unintended wounds that time may not heal. Silence, then, becomes a shield, a way to protect ourselves and others from the arrows of careless speech. It's about choosing our moments, weighing our words before releasing them into the world. Just as the archer takes time to aim, to find his mark, so too should we pause before we speak. In the quiet of our minds we can find clarity, can choose words that heal rather than harm, that build rather than break. Think of a time when you spoke in haste, driven by emotion. Perhaps you regretted the words before they even left your lips. Marcus Aurelius believed that silence gives us time to think before reacting, to choose our words carefully, and to ensure that what we say aligns with our values. We live in a world that often mistakes volume for strength, where the loudest voice in the room is often perceived as the most powerful. But true strength, enduring strength, lies in restraint, in the quiet confidence that needs no fanfare. Think of the majestic lion, a creature of undeniable power. It does not roar to announce its presence. Its presence itself is a statement. Marcus Aurelius in his Meditations wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." There's a quiet defiance in these words, a rejection of the need to prove oneself through empty rhetoric. A wise person doesn't need to shout their virtues from the rooftops. Their actions, their character speaks volumes. Silence can be a demonstration of self-control, of discipline. It's the ability to hold back the torrent of words that might rise within us, to choose instead the path of thoughtful consideration. This restraint, this mastery over our impulses is a far greater display of strength than any outburst. Consider the Stoic response to adversity, to the inevitable challenges life throws our way. There's a quiet dignity in their acceptance, a resilience that doesn't crumble under pressure. They understand that true strength lies not in the absence of hardship, but in our ability to navigate it with grace and fortitude. So, embrace the power of silence, not as a sign of weakness, but as a testament to your inner strength. Let your actions speak louder than your words, and let your silence be a beacon of composure, of thoughtfulness, and of true power. Chapter 3. Most arguments are useless. We've all been there. Locked in a battle of words, a back and forth that seems to go nowhere, a spiraling descent into frustration and futility. Marcus Aurelius in his wisdom recognized the inherent futility of most arguments. He wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." He understood that engaging in endless debate, especially with those who are unwilling to listen, is like trying to reason with a raging fire. It only adds fuel to the flames, consuming our energy and peace of mind. Think of those individuals who seem to thrive on discord, who revel in the back and forth, who are never willing to concede a point. Are they truly interested in dialogue, in finding common ground? Or are they more invested in the fight itself, in the ego boost that comes from believing they are right? Silence, then, becomes a form of disengagement, a way to step out of the ring, to refuse to participate in a pointless battle. It's not about surrendering your principles or beliefs, but recognizing that some battles are not worth fighting. By choosing not to engage, you conserve your energy, your mental well-being, for more worthwhile pursuits. This doesn't mean you should never stand up for what you believe in, or engage in healthy debate. But it does mean choosing your battles wisely, recognizing when silence is the more powerful and dignified response. Walk away from the pointless arguments, the futile debates, preserve your peace of mind and focus your energy on what truly matters. Chapter 4. You can observe more when you speak less. Imagine yourself standing on a bustling city street, surrounded by the cacophony of urban life. Cars honking, music blaring, people talking, all vying for your attention. It's overwhelming, isn't it? Now imagine stepping into a quiet park, a sanctuary of peace amidst the chaos. The noise fades, and you're able to truly see your surroundings, to notice the details you missed before. Our minds are much the same. When we're constantly talking, when our inner monologue is running wild, we miss the subtle cues, the quiet wisdom that surrounds us. Marcus Aurelius, a student of Stoicism, believed that wisdom comes not from constantly expressing opinions, but from understanding reality, from observing the world with a quiet and attentive mind. He wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This ability to observe our thoughts, to detach from the constant chatter of our minds, is essential for gaining clarity, for seeing the world as it is, rather than how our biases and preconceptions paint it. When we speak less, we listen more. We pay attention to the nuances of conversation, to the unspoken messages conveyed through body language and tone of voice. We become more attuned to the emotions of others, more empathetic and understanding. This heightened awareness extends beyond our interactions with others. It allows us to observe the natural world with a renewed sense of wonder, to appreciate the beauty and complexity that surrounds us. Chapter 5. Not everything deserves a response. In the age of social media, where everyone has a platform and opinions flow freely, it's easy to feel obligated to respond to every comment, every criticism, every bit of gossip that comes our way. But Marcus Aurelius would argue that such a reactive approach is not only exhausting but ultimately futile. He wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil." This may seem like a cynical view, but it's actually a powerful reminder that we cannot control the actions or opinions of others. What we can control is our own response. Not everything deserves our time, our energy, or our emotional investment. Some insults are best ignored, some criticisms brushed aside, and some gossip left to fade into the ether. By refusing to engage, we deny these negativities the power to affect us. We choose instead to focus on what truly matters, on living in accordance with our values. Think of it like this. If someone throws a ball at you, you don't have to catch it. You can simply let it sail past, leaving you unharmed. The same principle applies to the negativity that comes our way. We can choose to deflect it, to let it roll off our backs, without allowing it to penetrate our inner peace. This doesn't mean we should become passive or indifferent to injustice or wrongdoing. But it does mean choosing our battles wisely, recognizing that sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. By refusing to engage in petty squabbles, to rise to every bait, we reclaim our power. So the next time you're tempted to react, to fire back with a sharp word or a heated retort, remember the Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. Remember the archer, carefully aiming his arrow, knowing that once released, it cannot be retrieved. Remember the lion, whose silence speaks volumes, whose presence needs no announcement. Sometimes silence is the loudest response you can give. It's a statement of strength, of composure, of choosing to rise above the fray. It's about recognizing that not every battle is worth fighting, that some words are best left unspoken. Stay strong, stay wise, and choose your words carefully. For in the silence, you may find the power, the peace, and the clarity you seek.